डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Hello friends. So, we are again here to discuss regarding various media occupations. In the last lecture, we were discussing regarding the radio programmings and radio technologies and how the radio is functioning and how it affects the people of our country and abroad. What is the impact of radio as a mass media and how does it touch the people and how does it impact the people? The last topic which we were discussing regarding various legendary personalities of India who are associated with radio. So just let us have a look on the slide where we were discussing regarding, we earlier discussed regarding Amin Sayani ji. Now today we shall continue with Malishka Medonka, who is better known as RJ Malishka, and she is one of the leading radio personalities in India today. She works in Mumbai for Red FM 93.5. In 2017, Malishka made a spoof video song poking fun at the Greater Mumbai Municipal Corporation, that is BMC, for the pathetic condition of Mumbai roads during the monsoons. We all know the seasonal calamities which happens. The parody caught the imagination of the people and became a talking point. The civic body got offended and sent a notice to her for breeding mosquitoes by not keeping surroundings of her home clean. It earned the civic body a lot of flack for being invective. In 2018, she again came up with a new song targeting BMC over potholes. This time, the PR machinery worked better and the corporation invited her for the road inspection and a tour to explain the functioning of the civic body and its efforts to maintain the city infrastructure during the monsoons. See how she could touch the people and see how she could affect the people, where she was able to convince the people and municipal corporation and the target groups to get aware regarding the issues and how they can connect with the issues, how they can compel the system to overcome the issues faced by common men in their day-to-day lives. These type of calamities occur very frequently. We all are aware about the corona factor also very recently, and how the different kinds of mass media had targeted people for creating awareness to showcase the highlight or loops of the system where it was required and how the system made an improvement and how we were able to make India reach to a mark at international level as the corona issue was faced by everyone across the globe. Another radio personality is Kamal Amin Kasi, who is also known as Kasim. He made his mark as an American DJ, music historian, radio personality, and actor. Born to the Lebanese immigrants, he was the host of several music radio countdown programs, notably American Top 40 from 1970 until his retirement in 2009. He also provided the voice of Norville, Shaggy Rogers, in the Scooby-Doo franchisee from 1969 to 1997 and again from 2002 until 2009. In addition to the radio shows, Kasim also provided many commercial voiceovers, performed many voices for children's television such as Sesame Street and the Transformers cartoon series, was the voice of NBC, and helped with the annual Jerry Lewis telethon. Adrian Kerenor was a US Armed Forces sergeant stationed in Saigon from 1965 and 1966 during the Vietnam War. Initially, the news director for the station, he became a radio presenter for a 6 a.m. music show where his ebullient signature greeting, "Good morning, this good goes very long, Vietnam," became famous worldwide. He played rock and roll tunes also and raised the morale of young people who were residing in America, known as American troops, despite the army keenness for more traditional programming. After leaving the army, Coronier got a degree in communications and did voice-over work in television and radio ads. he continued to work in the broadcasting for most of his life. A film loosely based on his life, Good Morning Vietnam, showed the character as excitable and holding his senior to account and prone to expletives on air. In truth, says an obituary in Economist, the worst profanity he allowed himself, at least in the public, was oops. This was about the last celebrity which we talked, who was associated with the radio programming, right? So these were the legendary television and radio programming people who were associated with the radios as well. Now we shall discuss about the introduction to radio programming, how the radio programming works, how the programming is done, how we could reach to the people, how the functions of radio is discussed, right? Now, if we can see, across the democratic world, radio is mostly privatized for all kinds of programming, whether it be news, sports, local or city or music. In India, the government doesn't allow news broadcast. The private FM channels are purely for entertainment. They play music and the RJs can give their gyan and even have discussions on city and civic topics with a tactic understanding with the ministry that news is fine as long as it follows government viewpoints. Lots of job opportunities present themselves in the radio industry. On the editorial side, there are producers, studio managers, presenters who are known as radio jockeys and reporters. A monthly pay scale can range from rupees 15,000 to 25,000 for the freshers in all these kinds of radio positions. But at senior positions for producers and popular radio jockeys, it can be high as up to 2,50,000 per month. Today, successful stations devote themselves consistently to one type of programming. They stick to one type of programming. This programming generally consists of a compatible mixture of songs, commercials and air personalities. The principle of consistency can be refined as follows. Successful programming consists of fulfilling listeners' expectation. It is always important to fulfill the expectations, and those are based on mostly on what the station has done in the past. This refinement makes it clear what a programmer must do to maximize the success ratio of the radio station, because it depends on the listeners what they want, how they want. A station must be consistent with what it has done in the past to reinforce listener expectations. To succeed as a program director, you must be able to hear your station and radio in general from the perspective of the listener. You'll have to get into the listener's head, a listener who is much less preoccupied with radio than you are, to understand how the audience actually perceives your station and the competition. Of course, there is no radio station without on-air personalities that provide the entertainment part and news, both the things. Radio announcers, they include whom? So they are disc jockeys and news reporters as well. They play the music, they interact with the listeners, they break for the commercials and provide general commentary and entertainment at all other times. They have to give information also, they have to be with the time. As with all aspects of entertainment business, there is quite a lot of competition for what is perceived as the glamorous position of radio announcers. The same requirements apply for the radio announcers as for other professional occupations in the radio broadcasting industry. A college degree in a relevant major such as broadcasting or communications and radio experience. Once again, it is helpful for the students to gain experience working at the radio school station or interning at a local station. They have to learn by practicing. So internships can work. Ideally, prospective radio announcers should have good speaking voices and a broad knowledge regarding their show's topics. It is very much important. That includes music, sports, politics, or maybe current events. They have to be aware regarding what is happening, how it is happening, and that area of specialization for talking or communicating with the listeners when the radio people are or the occupationists are dealing with the radio. They should know what they have to do, how they have to do, how they can work. See, I have just tried to cover the brief points which we discussed for the radio programming here as well. Right? These are the different tactics and strategies where radio programmings are used, how we have to do, how we can meet with the expectations of the learners. You can just go through the main points in the PPT. Right? Now, even the radio global marketing, how the reporters work, how the announcers have to speak, how they have to get engaged with the working pattern and the radio stations, and how they can take the internship is described here. The voices, the specialization, the way they have to speak is all reflected. You can just read and go through the PPT so that you have the idea of the topic what we have discussed here right now. Now let us move to one of the interesting topic once again, that is introduction to the podcasts. We all know that we are running in the era of podcast. We all have heard there is a podcast kind of thing somewhere, right? So let us understand what is a podcast. A podcast is an episodic series of digital audio or video files which a user can download in order to listen. Alternatively, the word podcast may refer to the individual component of such a series or to an individual media file. Podcasting often uses a subscription model whereby new episodes automatically download via web syndication to a user's own local computer or maybe a mobile application or maybe a portable mobile player, media player. Ben Hammersley originally suggested the word podcast as a portmanteau of iPod, a brand of media player and broadcast in 2004. The files are distributed in audio format but may sometimes include other file formats such as PDF or EPUB. Videos shared following a podcast model are sometimes called video podcasts and video postcards, videocasts, podcasts or vlogs. The generator of the podcast maintains the central list where the files on the server are web fib and that one can access through the internet only. Right? Now, if we talk about the podcast, how they can access, we all know that there is a mobile in our hand or the media player is there, or through the PC we can go through the suggested things which we want to see. Right? Now, the listener or the viewer uses special client application softwares on a computer or media player which is also known as podcatcher, which access this web feed, checks it for updates and downloads any new files in the series. This process can be automated. It can be downloaded through new files automatically. Thus, it seems to subscribers as though podcasters broadcast or push new episodes to them. Files are stored locally on the user device, ready for offline use. They are saved. Many different mobile applications allow people to subscribe and to listen to the podcasts. Many of these applications are used. They allow users to download the podcasts or to stream them on demand as an alternative to downloading. Many podcast players allow listeners to skip around the podcast and to go back and control the playback speed. Many industry experts have labeled podcasting a converged medium bringing together audio, the web and portable media players, as well as disruptive technology that has caused in the radio business to reconsider established practices and preconceptions about audiences, consumptions, production and distributions. Listeners usually consume podcasts free of charge, and one can often produce them for little to no cost, which sets them apart from the traditional 20th century model of gate-kept media and the production tools. Podcast makers can monetize their podcasts by allowing companies to purchase ad time as well as via websites such as crowd-funded membership platforms Patreon, which provides special extras and content to the listeners for a fee. Podcast has its interesting variants like a podcast novel. We can read novel through the podcast, which is kind of an audiobook and which is given on podcast. A podcast novel is usually recorded in many episodes. There are multiple episodes and made available online for consumption at the listener's convenience. You are traveling in the flight, you can just go through it and hear. The novels could be works released first through podcasts to established writers, classics to children literature, or dramatized versions of novels with sound effects. There are different sound effects given because podcast is a kind of thing where you can just find out thing of your interest. We are lazy to read, we cannot read, we don't want to read, we can just hear the audio version of a novel where there will be some kind of sound effects, some kind of atmospheric effects, some add effects are given, and add-ons makes the novels very much interesting to listen. So podcast is a very interesting feature of radio or audio media, what we can say, and where the audiences, the listeners are allowed to read, hear on their convenience. The things which are given on uploaded on a podcast, they can be downloaded and kept safer. While traveling, while having a free time, or while bugged up with office work, you want a break of 5 minutes, you can just read or go through the podcast. So even podcast production is very much interesting. Now, let us move to the next topic of the radio, that is future of radio in the digital era. How the radio is going to work in future, how it is going to help us in future when we are running with the digital era right now. On the world scene, online and downloadable streaming services are gaining market share, even though radio reach is still impressive. Many radio channels, similar to print newspapers having their online portal, have an online presence where they stream their music and other shows. The main concern is that radio channels are losing advertising revenue to online and digital radio services, where audience is exponentially increasing each year. The industry is looking at what is called programmatic advertising to survive and stay relevant. Programmatic advertising is an automated process that makes it possible to purchase and place advertisement space, including targeted advertising content, in less than a second. Radio's consumer reach is still impressive, although streaming services are gaining share. The industry is optimistic about programmatic advertising, while the radio station honkos look at programmatic for workflow, automation, additional revenues, and inventory protection. It is considered more effective and efficient for ad campaigns by advertising industry. Eklavya Bhattacharya, the Chief Strategy Officer at Alternate Balaji, a video on demand platform, writing in The Hindu, said that the India situation internet will in the place near future replace the ancient technology of radio and all content forms associated with it. Radio does not even bear comparison with the enhanced interactive potential of the internet. He went on to say that streaming platforms allow people to set up their own video channels or audio channels worldwide, and that the music battle has already been won by the internet through apps such as Apple Music, Gaana, and Saavn. He says that radio, especially the FM, has now been relegated in our country primarily to Bollywood music because that's the only content that is financially viable. He's empathetic when he says the radio is dying, if not dead yet. Nisha Narayan, the head of Red FM, is optimistic and says radio has a place in the lives of Indians, especially those in the rural areas. It is a far most accepted medium outside the metros, she says in a recent interview. She says that the deterrence in the form of exorbitant license fee and bearing of private channels in news and current affairs, it doesn't look like the policy matters will budge from that position. In 2017, the government told the Supreme Court that it was against the permission to the radio stations to broadcast news programs because of possible secured risks involved. However, radio has found an audience in niche and specialization distribution such as community radio and app-based radio that tailor and target content and programming for the viewers. So we have specialization radio things with us. We talked about the community radio. Now let us understand that while these kind of programmings are going on, what is a community radio? How the community radio is working, and when we spell it as community radio, what does community mean, and how does the radio station work with these kind of stations where we call them as radio station and community radio station. So community radio, when we talk, it is a radio service that caters to geographic communities or communities of interest. Community radio stations are owned and operated by the communities who are serving them. It are small, low power FM radio stations with a coverage area restricted to approximately 22 kilometers radius depending on the geographic of the area. So it has a limited outreach. Usually, they operate in the non-profit sphere and are a voice for like-minded groups to tell and share their stories. They often cater to communities ignored by the mainstream media, such as agriculture communities, social and cultural demographics such as transgenders and distant rural populace. In India, community radio has not spread as much as it should have despite noises made by the government over the decades. Even today, a significant percentage of the Indian population lives in rural area, and they include swaths of people with sparse access to the internet or even telephone lines. The humble battery operated transistor is still their window to the world. However, in the nearly 2 decades since the country opened itself to the idea of having community run radio stations, their number are still abysmal. It is still under 200. The government in 2007 had promised 4,000 stations across the country and would set up in the few years. In comparison, Nepal, with only fraction of India's population, has nearly 300 radio stations. According to the experts, even the existing community radio cannot be counted as community services. Community radio in India is well cultivated myth. Shubhranshu Chaudhary, the founder of CG Netswara, an organization involved with setting up of community radio, had call centers to relay citizens' news in Chhattisgarh. In an interview with online portal Scroll In, out of the existing radios, the most run are by educational institutions and others by non-government organizations. So there is no role of a community there. Currently, a non-profit organization that wishes to apply for a community radio license has to record of existence and service to the community for at least 3 years to even be eligible for the consideration. A very small number of community radio stations apprise people of local updates, news, weathers, and such other information which can really prove helpful during the everyday day-to-day activities. That may be agriculture, that may be disasters or anything. In Nepal, the devastating earthquake of 2015, which claimed nearly 9,000 lives, proved to be such an opportunity where the radio stations did their best to relay critical information to the centers of activity in the cities and the information about the relief and rehabilitation efforts. The process setting up for community radio is like something in India when we talk about, it is very much cumbersome. The process requires an NGO with at least 3 years of experience, which you can see in the PPT also, pay the spectrum fees, take permissions from the 4 to 5 ministries and buy transmitters only from sellers by the government. Many who are currently running the stations struggle to sustain themselves on a mere 5-minute advertising slot allowed every hour. In October 2019, the government announced new licenses for 118 new community radio stations for NGOs, educational institutions, both private and public, as well as Krishi Vigyan Kendras. The National Community Radio Awards recognize work in 5 categories: the Best Thematic Program, Best Community Engagement, Best Program for Promoting and advertising of local culture, where best innovative creative programs are there, and best sustainable model for community radio. When we talk about community radio, friends, it is very much important to understand that what is the importance of community radio, why community radio is important. It is served to help people, to make people aware and to literate people regarding the surroundings, regarding the cultures, regarding the literature, regarding the geographical areas, and give information about the happenings of the day-to-day lives. The community radio helps to serve people. So this was all about, we are talking regarding community radio. In this particular unit, friends, we have tried to understand that how the radio functions, what are the categories where we can get job in the area of radio stations, who are the legendary radio station people, announcers, readers, radio jockeys, etc. And then we have tried to understand what is podcast, as well as we have tried to understand what is community radio. I request all the students and learners to just go through the exercises given after the unit in the SLM provided along with the lecture, and try to learn more and more about the radio stations and functionings of radio, so that if you are planning to have a future in the radio station or audio media anywhere, you can get help of the unit placed here or discussed here. Thank you very much. See you in the next session with the next unit. Thank you.